Hey there, welcome back to another video. This time I am doing a little Blu-ray review. I haven't done one of these in a long time. And I mainly wanted to do one for Ghostbusters 2 on Blu-ray because there's a few things I want to get off my chest in regards to this Blu-ray. And yeah, I just gotta be honest, this is a really disappointing Blu-ray. And I just wanted to make a video about it because I honestly had been waiting a long time for this to be released on Blu-ray. I've been waiting for a while. I've been waiting for like a special edition of some sorts, and while it did get some features, I personally don't think it was enough, and I don't think it was really that much better than the bare bones release that it got on when it first came out in DVD, and that's really too bad, and that's really a shame. But anyway, I don't have it separately. I have it on this set that has Ghostbusters 1 and 2. I don't like this cover art. It's generic. Yes, they created a new logo with the Ghostbusters logo going 2 and then 1 or whatever, 1 and 2, but it's just it's just generic and it's just a lot. It's pretty lazy looking, and so are all the other Blu-rays. See, so is the separate release of this on Blu-ray. It's even more generic looking. Uh, I would have preferred something where they had both poster cover arts, split in two on one poster, or something, or just something more. This is just generic, and it's just kind of just not much to it. Although there's this little book part to it that's pretty cool that opens up, and you got pictures and little interviews. You're not really interviews. I think it's like stuff that might have been taken from a press kit for the film or something. So there's a nice little collage there for the first movie. Then you have like a nice little photo layout for the second film, and they talk about how Ghostbusters 2 kind of came out to be. Most of the information in this little blurb here, in this little sort of booklet about Ghostbusters 2, is pretty much what you hear in the 15-minute roundtable discussion that's supposed to be one of the few special features that this disc that the Ghostbusters 2 has on Blu-ray. And it's honestly it's frustrating to me because it didn't deserve a bare bones release to begin with when it came out on DVD. And now the Blu-ray is pretty much just the same. It's bare bones again. Because if you ask me, the documentary, it's not really a documentary. The roundtable discussion with Ivan Reitman and Dan Aykroyd is completely fucking worthless. It really is. Most of it is footage from the movie, and any information that those two provide is stuff that you've heard before or read before in articles or from other places about the movie, including information, the whole thing where he's talking about, the scene where, where we got covered in slime and we got out of the sewer. It was difficult because we had to shoot it twice because the first time we shot it the camera didn't work, and then we had to do it again. That's already, you already hear about that in this little part of the booklet. You already hear about that in that little digibook part. So you're just hearing stuff that you already read about if you read the little blurbs and stuff in this Blu-ray set, or if you read the trivia on IMDb. So it was just disappointing. And then they spent about 5 minutes or more of the 15-minute roundtable discussion talking about merchandising and like the legacy of Ghostbusters and like Ghostbusters 3. And I'm like, you barely even talked about Ghostbusters 2. And that's what this discussion was supposed to be about, is Ghostbusters 2. Not Ghostbusters 2 and Beyond. I don't care about the Beyond here. That's not what I'm paying. That's not what I paid to see. I'm paying to see a roundtable discussion about Ghostbusters 2. And you're telling me you only had 15 minutes worth of stuff to discuss? I mean, less than that. 5 to 10, if that, because the rest of it is just clips from the movie. Some guy and the guy who hosted this discussion. Like, no, I don't have a problem with the guy personally, but he had like shitty questions. They were vague. They weren't interesting. It wasn't involving. It wasn't intriguing. His questions were just absolutely bland and boring, and it led to a very boring, forgettable conversation with Dan Aykroyd and Ivan Reitman. So I just said that's something I definitely had to get on my chest, is that their new special feature is doesn't feature that much new things in it, and it's just forgettable. You could have cut it out of the Blu-ray, and it really wouldn't have made any difference. That's one of the most disappointing things about this, is that. But I have to admit, it does have a great transfer. All right, they did a great job remastering the film. It looks the best I've ever seen it. A lot of the visual effects really pop even more than they did before. The sound is great. That's cool. But I'm the type of guy who, after I've waited years for a Blu-ray of Ghostbusters 2, just having a remastered version of the movie is not enough for me. You could say, oh, it's better than nothing all you want to, but like, I'm a big fan of the film, and I know I'm not alone here. I've been waiting for a Blu-ray release ever since there was a Blu-ray release for the first film, and I've been waiting for a special edition of the movie, so much so that I made my own special edition of the film that sadly is still better than the Blu-ray. Why? Why? Why is my custom-made special edition DVD-R 2-disc special edition of Ghostbusters 2 better than the official release? So, it's not just the roundtable discussion that's lame. Okay, that's lame. All right. Extra stuff. Some deleted scenes. Okay, some of them are kind of interesting. Some of them I could definitely see why they were cut out. Because a lot of them were just kind of just really failed different versions of certain sequences from the movie. Like, for example, the one where Peter gets met with by the guys, and they're saying like, and he says like, "Oh, let me guess, all you can eat rib night at this barbecue rib night at the Sizzler." It's like, no, we found something in the sewer. You gotta go down here. Egon thinks there might be a surge in roach breeding. And then that's the whole thing where Venkman's like talking to Dana. It's like, maybe the guys want to go down underground, check out the slime stuff, Egon thinks there might be a spike in roach breeding. Do you want to come? Do you want to ditch this date and go with the guys? And then, Sigourney's like, taxi! Well, there was a different sort of take that just had the guys meeting up with Bill Murray's character Venkman in his apartment instead of outside. It's really kind of just okay. It's kind of interesting to see, but I could definitely see why it was cut out. They show a brief clip of the scene where Lewis is trying to catch Slimer in the firehouse. There's a longer version of that on YouTube. Yes, it's in black and white, but it's more of the complete scene. Uh, there's some other stuff, like the stuff where Hardemeyer, Kurt Fuller's character, was originally going to like get eaten by the wall. He was going to get eaten by the wall of slime, and here, yeah, it just looks bad. I can see why they cut it out. But there's some fun little things where Venkman calls Hardemeyer's character Mr. Hard On. So I chuckled at that, and so there was a couple little bits and pieces of scenes that were okay, kind of fun to see, but it really wasn't. I could see why they were cut out. They look kind of like more like outtakes than deleted scenes. But there's the one that I really wanted to see, not there. The one where Dan Aykroyd's Ray gets possessed by Vigo and goes on a potentially deadly joyride in Ecto IA with the guys and almost crashes into a tree. Like that's not there. I know that scene was shot. There's a picture of it in the storybook for Ghostbusters 2. So that was disappointing not seeing that scene. And I also know for sure it was shot because there's footage of the scene being shot in the electronic press kit for the film, as well as in the montage sequence in the movie itself. So I don't buy this idea that scene doesn't exist. Maybe they just didn't make enough of an effort to find the scene. I don't know. But okay, we got some deleted scenes. We didn't get that deleted scene. All right, it's okay. I guess some stuff happens. You're not able to get it. But where's the electronic press kit? Why couldn't you put that on there? I don't know why they could not put that on there, or the featurette from the back in the day. You have three trailers. You have the theatrical trailer and the teaser, and you have like a third trailer that just looks like a fan-made trailer to me. Like it looks like it's using footage from the Blu-ray release of the film, and it has like audio that was not used or something. It's just a really weird trailer. It has a weird tone to it too. It tries to make the film look like more like a horror movie than it really is, which is really kind of strange. It's a weirdly edited trailer too. I don't think that's an official trailer. I think that's like some Sony had some old audio, trailer audio that was unused and just edited a third trailer to try to make it look like there was more features on the disc. I could be wrong, but it just doesn't look right or sound right to me. Um, and then you have the Bobby Brown on her own music video. Great. Wow. That's not much of a special feature. You don't have the electronic press kit from back in the day that was like 40 something minutes that had all different types of interviews, including the featurette, making a featurette from 1989 or around that time. You don't have the TV spots. You don't have all the deleted scenes. You don't have any of the home movies that some of the people who worked on the visual effects have and have actually posted on YouTube and probably would have been more than willing to let Sony use them for a special edition if they had asked, but Sony didn't even bother. And you don't have an audio commentary with Ivan Reitman or Dan Aykroyd or both of them. You had them in the room for some roundtable discussion thing, but you didn't do a commentary track for the film. I mean, I'm not even like the biggest fan of audio commentary tracks, but I definitely would have listened to a commentary track for Ghostbusters 2. So, yeah, you don't even have an audio commentary. You have a shitty, absolutely pathetic, useless 15-minute roundtable discussion that might as well just be uh, a bunch of nothing. You might as well just have Ivan Reitman and Dan Aykroyd just sitting in a chair saying nothing for 15 minutes. Uh, and just yeah, some deleted scenes, the on our own music video, and some trailers, and that's it. And that's just that's this film deserves so much more than that, if you ask me. It's such an underrated, criminally overlooked sequel that it made a lot of money. It was not a flop. Yes, it had to deal with Batman that summer. Well, any film that had to deal with Batman in the summer of '89 was going to get its ass kicked. But the film still managed to make over $200 million worldwide. And I don't understand why, after all this time, after all this just waiting patiently, like it just all this wait, and this is what we get. Admittedly, a great transfer of the film, but pretty shitty special features. The best thing to say is maybe some outtakes from the film, a little bit of deleted scenes. That's about it, because the roundtable discussion is useless, and the trailers, oh wow, trailers. And the music video, well, nice, golf clap there, Sony. You put the music video on there. It's just, it's just very disappointing. It really is. It really is. And it's really too bad that and it's also hard to believe that apparently fan-made documentaries in the UK are like the best we can ask for as fans of any sort of film property nowadays. It's like the people who actually own the rights to it would rather be lazy and half-assed with the special features. But people over in the UK doing the cleaning up the town, remembering Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2, hope they're gonna go all out, and I really can't wait to see that documentary. And I haven't been able to support it just yet because I've been pretty tight on cash. I don't have any petty cash, so to speak, to spend on the documentary. I don't know when it's gonna be released. I think they said sometime maybe later this year, and I hope that's the case. But it's strange that the official studio, the rights owners, would rather just half-ass and be fucking lazy and not put the effort into the special features for their properties. But I guess it's up to the fans to put the effort in. And well, all right, cool. That it's better than nothing, but it still puzzles me that the studios can't put in the same effort as the fans are with their documentaries. So yeah, I guess I just have to wait for that if that does get released. But that's really too bad. I mean, it's nice that that'll hopefully exist and that'll be there. but I shouldn't have had. That should not have been the only thing, especially for Ghostbusters 2. I mean, there's kind of a lame Blu-ray. Kind of definitely gives me blue balls, so to speak. It's a Blu-ray that gives me blue balls because I've been waiting for it for so long, and then it just doesn't really. It's not much of anything. It's just a good transfer of the film and just a few things, but that's not. It's it could have been a lot more, and it should have been a lot better, especially when it comes to the special features. That's the main thing. I mean, if you don't care about special features, then you probably think it's great. But if you're like me and you really care about special features and you really want to see, you see more about the behind the scenes of the film and how they did the effects. They didn't do any more interviews with any of the cast members, Ernie Hudson, Peter McNichol, nobody. It's just a 15-minute useless, just hack job, lazy, just really not very good roundtable discussion with Ivan Reitman and Dan Aykroyd. Just seemed like it was rushed and it wasn't thought out very well at all. And yeah, it's too bad. I think you didn't have any new interviews, no anything, no nothing, and I think the film deserves a lot better than that. Might as well have just been another bare bones release, because that's essentially what you get here. It's just a few more bones. It's not completely bare bones, but there's like a couple more bones that are thrown in there. There's a little bit of skin and muscle that's put back on the corpse, but it's still pretty much bare bones. I don't know what else to say except if you're a fan of the film, I don't have the movie on Blu-ray. It's a good idea to get this set if you don't have the first film on Blu-ray already. It's a good deal to get this set. Um, or you can get it separately, and it's definitely worth it as a fan of Ghostbusters too to get it on Blu-ray for the HD transfer of the film. But the special features leave a lot to be desired. Anyway, I don't know what to say except thank you for watching, and I will see you guys later. See ya.